Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As part of this video, we are going to talk about encapsulation we have in Python. In simple terms, encapsulation is the concept of hiding the internal details of an object and only exposing the functionality that's necessary. Think of it like a capsule. It contains important medicine inside, and you only interact with it through the cap. In programming, attributes or data variables of a class can be private or protected so that they cannot be accessed directly from outside the class. This is where methods are provided to safely interact with or modify those attributes. Let's go back to our Visual Studio and try same. Now let's create a file encapsulation underscore one dot py. Okay. Now here let's create a class car, define a constructor. Okay. Provide a parameter as brand and speed. Okay. Now after this, let's define a method display, which says car display. Okay. Now apart from this one, let's define a method which will set the speed of a car. Okay. So set speed. Here we will pass self. Okay. And here also we will pass the new speed. Okay. Now we say if new speed is greater than 0, then you can say self dot underscore speed equals to new speed. Okay, or else you can say print speed must be positive. The positive. Okay, let me update the typo. Now this is for to set the speed. Now let's create a method which will allow us to get the speed. Okay, so get speed method cell, and we can say print format and then speed equals to, you can say self dot speed. Okay. Now let's try to understand. We have created a class. In this particular class, we are passing two parameters while creating an object at the time of creation of object and assigning those variables to the class level variables brand and underscore speed. The brand here is a public variable which you can access outside of the class because it is public in nature. But this self dot underscore speed is a private variable which we cannot use outside of this class. We cannot update its value or print this value outside of the class. Okay. Now we have a display method which will allow us to just display a message. Okay. And after that, we have a set speed method which will allow us to set the speed if the speed is greater than 0. And if it is not, it will it will print like the speed must be positive. Yep. And after that, we have one more method which will allow us to get the speed. We will understand like why we require this set speed and get speed. So let's go ahead and create the car object, okay, and pass the model name, brand name, and the model name, okay. Now, sorry, not the model name. We require a speed here. So speed is going to be 50. Now, if I say car dot display, okay, I'm accessing this function. I'm able to access the car display here, okay. And if in this function, if I say self dot, let me first format this one and say self dot brand and hyphen self dot speed. Okay, let me run this. I'm able to get so car display Tesla 50, our brand and the speed. Okay, great. Now, if I wish to access this particular speed using its variable or the attribute, so I can say star dot brand. Okay, now if I run this code, I'm able to access the brand. Okay, but if I try to access the speed, it will throw an error. Okay, and it is saying attribute error, car object has no attribute, underscore underscore speed. Did you mean get speed? See, it is giving you a suggestion also. Why? Because this particular underscore underscore speed, as we saw and discussed, this is a private attribute or a private variable to this particular class. You cannot access this particular attribute outside of the class. And this is what we discussed at the start of the video. Okay. Now, to access this private attribute or variable, we will require a method. So method will allow us to access those private variables. Now, if I say get speed here, okay, car dot get speed, I will be able to get the speed. Oh, it is giving none because we did not return anything here. Let me return. Okay, if I do this again, I get the speed 50. Okay, now if I have to set the speed also, I need to access a method which will allow me to set the speed. I'm setting up a speed from 50 to 80. Okay, and if I again try to access this method, okay, it will give me the updated speed. So here I'm saying format and updated speed. Okay, and this, and then we can have this. Okay, now let me print this. So you said earlier speed was 50, now it is 80. So using the method, we are able to update the private attribute or variable value using method setters and getters. Okay, great. And this is nothing but encapsulation because we are able to encapsule, we are able to keep this particular speed variable in capsule so that no one can use and change its value. Okay, great. Now, this is what we have for the encapsulation to save it. Now, if we talk about the advantage of encapsulation, okay, we saw like we cannot access this particular variable outside of the class, but what are the advantages? Why this is the case? Because we can have data hiding. Okay, if we wish to hide something from outside of world, we do not want others to update the value, we can have these private attributes or variables. Okay, so that it will protect us the internal data from unauthorized access. Very good. And at the same time, we will get the security also because only we have the only controlled way to update the variables value using the function. Okay. Now, the another thing is code maintenance. So this makes the code more modular and easy to manage. So if we have the private variable and if we are accessing this particular variable or updating its value or setting up its value using methods, we are managing the variables very well here. Okay. And at the end of the day, it's flexibility. You can change internal implementation without affecting external code. At any point of time, you can make those changes. Nothing will get impacted. And this is all we have for encapsulation. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful and want to see more video on AI, don't forget to like and click on notification bell icon to stay updated and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Till then.